Evening folks, this is Vagrant. We are back playing The Sinking City. We're about to go check out the university because we've picked up that suspicious poison in the last video. What are you carrying around with you? What is that? What is that right there? Is that a baby? It looks like a baby. It's a doll. That's okay. I'm okay with that. It's a bit weird, but I'm okay with that. Oh, they've got an observatory. Awesome. Anyways, yeah, we're going to go try to find out what this poison is all about. Also, we need to move on to our other... that one. What's the law? What are you yelling at me about? Ah, okay, cool. So we're gonna go grab that. We're gonna go grab this super quickly now, just because I want to focus on the main quest, and we're in the right area, so we may as well grab it. I think. You'll remember this is the mission to fill in the bestiary, and we've got 2 of them so far. So I'm expecting some pretty tough monsters lurking around. One of them they said was massive, so I'm expecting one of those big giant beasts.
Extra, extra. Oh.
Extra, extra. Read all about it. The locked shop is what we're looking for. Okay. Oh look, loud noise. Yeah, this is the place. Which was the one with the big guy? Can we double check? It was this one. Sweet. I'm expecting it to be one of those, you know, those massive bullet sponges we fought before. Neophyte, the fecund mother blesses you. Your servitude has been noticed. You will have the chance to join the inner circle and see our mother with thine own eyes. Our brothers carry the bodies of her abandoned children. To prove yourself worthy, prepare a place where they can be hidden and forgotten forever. In return, the fecund mother will embrace you and grant you her generous gifts.
Those bags stink worse than a barrel of rotten fish. Or... Fisk. Whatever.
I'm gonna Molotov this thing, I've decided. Although I think it's downstairs. Oh, there it is. Did that? Hey, you, my boy. I have a fairly obvious sweet spot that's quite difficult to... Ah! Huh. Didn't know they... Go away. Didn't know they did that. That's... Huh. That's good to know. Have I never killed one of them? I tell you, let's just pop all of them. It's about time we burn through some materials anyway, right? Maybe I was wrong. Nerd. Okay, let's go downstairs. Now we can loot, maybe. I don't know if you have to kill those. Those little black ones that die in one hit, you can even punch them to death. They spawn because your sanity is low. I don't know if they actually... Huh. I don't know if they actually ever hurt you or not.
This putrid slime is everywhere. I'll take a sample for Dr. Grant to examine.
Loot. Oh God. Ah. Mother's grace. The fecund mother devours the weak flesh. The fecund mother gives new life to those consumed, a new birth in many forms. The fecund mother has many children and her family grows. The fecund mother is kind, for anyone may be her child, but bad children are purged and left outside in the cold light. Keep the secrets of your mother and she will grant you eternity. Am I done? I feel like I'm done. I am apparently not done. I hear something. It's not just the people giggling incessantly outside of my room. People are loud around here. I swear I've heard like somebody sing Happy Birthday like 20 times in the last couple of days. I don't know what's going on, but somebody's having hella birthdays. Okay. Oh, didn't see that at all. Sweet.
bring them in before the neighbors see us. Are those the last ones?
Okay.
I did everything you asked, yeah? So when will my initiation begin?
Okay, seems like that's a 1, 2, and then down here is a 3. Maybe.
Okay, let's see what we have here.
Quick. Bring them in before the neighbor. I did everything
So
you
they're
asked.
bringing in all the corpses. You can see they're sliding the
So
corpses
when will
down
my
here.
initiation begin?
That guy's helping the cult, and in return he wants to be granted immortality through the mother by becoming this beast, basically.
Members of a cult were disposing of bodies in the basement of the shop. The corpses merged together to form a huge monstrosity.
Sweet! Another one done. Bam. Okay then, right, so now we can go check out the university. There's a little case book as well. May as well do the other one before we go back and talk to Hench Doctor Man, but that's 3 different beasties for our bestiary so far. Feels like one of those missions that if there's another quest after this, then it's going to get into some pretty difficult places as well. Right, here we go. I wonder if this is an archive thing. Oh.
Welcome to the University of Oakmont. How can I help you?
Such a cliche.
I'm looking for Professor Westerbrook. You know where I can find him?
You're the one bringing him the specimen?
Specimen?
Oh, never mind. He's in the Department of Medicine. Let me show you.
You recognize this bottle? You know where it comes from?
Sorry. We have hundreds of bottles like this in the university.
Fine. I need to know what's in it. Any suggestions?
You need an analysis. Well, I'm sure someone from the Department of Medicine can help there.
You have a good day.
Goodbye, sir.
Obviously, the guy working at the university has to be massive nerd. Gangly, glasses. Do you have glasses? I can't remember. Weird hair, that very like typical geek middle parting kind of thing, which I used to have, admittedly. The sweater vest, all of it. Teleporting humans. Hello.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Oakmont University Department of Medicine. I'm Samuel.
Charles Reed, private investigator. I have a few questions if you don't mind. You recognize this bottle? Maybe you could tell me what's inside.
That's one of our lab bottles. We have a lot of them. As for what's inside, I'd need to run some tests.
Could you do that for me?
These tests aren't cheap. And the other day I could get right to it, but we're, somewhat hindered right now. Our lab is crawling with, well, creatures. Professor Westerbrook's research is a little unconventional, and something went wrong. Really wrong.
So, if I do a little pest control for you, you'll run those tests for me. For free?
Our budget is tight. You'd be helping the cause of science, Mr. Reed. Isn't that enough?
Nope.
Oh, I guess science could help itself.
All right. Yes. You solve our problem, and I'll run the test for you. Off the books. Here's the key for the basement.
Okay. Down we go. I'll have a little peek around as well, see what we can see. What are the happy haps? EOD is banned to all staff and students of the University of Oakmont. Henceforth, any mention of the everyone's obvious duty. Organization, also known as EOD, its symbolic current and/or past members, as well as espousing their beliefs, is forbidden on university grounds on pain of dismissal and/or expulsion. Administration has received numerous reports of EOD activity and outreach disguised as so-called charity work throughout our university and all over Oakmont. This dangerous activity has reached epidemic proportions and cannot be tolerated. Administration of the Board of Trustees. They haven't said why, which seems weird to me. Why do you hate the EOD? I understand they're spreading everywhere, blah blah blah, but that alone isn't a reason, you know. I think I might just stay here. Oh, come on. Let's have a little poke around. I figure we may as well use the pistol for once and actually... burn through those bullets. Experiment log, Part 1, March 2nd. I finally received a living specimen. Sadly, it's only the smallest one. The grunts call it Mr. Handsome, but I think it needs a proper name. March 3rd. I was thinking about the name for the specimen all night. I've begun a series of experiments on the creature. So far, it has proven exceptionally resistant to all the poisonous substances at my disposal, as well as acid and electrocution. Its shrinking, though, is bound to haunt me. March 5th. Last night I had a vision. Thousands of hands wrapped around me as a blanket, and I heard the name inside my head. Stygian Harvester.
Some serious equipment they've got here. Oakmont University is clearly well funded.
Not trusting that whatsoever. Experiment log Part 2, March 10th. With those pesky limitations, I cannot speak at all today. Oh god, with those pesky limitations removed, I can finally continue my experiments unhindered. I need to know more. The specimen remained alive even with half of its internal organs removed. It's fascinating. I'm on the verge of a breakthrough in biology as we know it. March 15th, I developed a way to reanimate their tissue, even in one that's been dead for weeks. This is monumental. The possibilities of it, the implications. Does this hint at something hidden, some trait present inside other creatures, and perhaps even ourselves? I will need to find volunteers.
I'm glad this thing is dead. Why do they even keep it here?
Is it though? We just heard that he was talking about reanimating them. Is it dead? Is it super dead? It needs to be more than dead. It needs to be like proper dead. Nice. I've spent a lot of time at university and I've got to say mine didn't leave bullets hanging around randomly. Maybe I've been going to the wrong universities.
The door won't budge.
But there's a H.
Your lab is certified creature-free.
Excellent, Mr. Reed. You've done us a great favor. Now we can get things up and running again.
Okay. I've done my part. Here's the bottle. Now you run those tests.
Yes. Wait here. It shouldn't take long.
I have to readjust my entire body. I'm very sorry.
We finished that analysis, sir. It's, well, it's ricin.
Oh.
Ricin?
A highly toxic poison extracted from castor beans. It's slow-acting, but absolutely fatal to humans.
So, where do you get ricin? This isn't something you can pick up from a drugstore.
About that. It is rare, but we have a certain amount of it here. For study, in our poison store. Or we did. I'm afraid that must be where it came from. The label had been tampered with, but it certainly looks like ours. Where did you find it?
Crime scene. Someone was trying to poison a bunch of fish with it.
This is horrible. I need to warn everyone in the university about this.
Who's got access to where the poison's stored?
Only Professor Westerbrook has the key. His office is upstairs, right alongside Professor Cavendish's. Professor Westerbrook's not here, though. He's been sick for the last few days. Professor Cavendish is away as well, on vacation.
Where do they live?
I'm not sure, but probably somewhere in Advent. Most of the teaching staff live there. Wait, you don't think it was one of them?
I'm working on that. Can you let me upstairs?
Well... all right. This is serious. I'll help you. Here's the key, but please don't disturb the professor's things.
Theory. People at the university hate the EOD, right? So maybe they go poison the fish. The EOD you see murdering tons of people, and the EOD gets shut down.
I'd like to know a bit more about your professors.
What do you want to know?
I want to know more about Westerbrook.
He's the head of our department. He's been here for, well, at least 30 years. He's one of the longest-serving staff we have. As you've already seen, he's particularly interested in the wild beast that recently appeared in our city.
Yeah, that's quite the unique fauna you have there.
I've no idea how he did it, but Mr. Throgmorton's men brought him live specimens for his research. He thinks he's on the verge of a breakthrough in evolutionary theory. A secret that, once revealed, will benefit all humankind.
Some secret should stay buried, 6 feet under.
You're not a man of science, are you? It's not about why. It's about what if.
What can you tell me about Professor Cavendish?
He's one of the most brilliant teachers we have here. A PhD at only 25. Just imagine. His biochemistry studies are second to none. Worthy of a Nobel Prize. If he could complete his work.
What's his problem?
I don't know. There's some kind of family trouble. It's made him standoffish and irritable, and easily distracted. I hope he gets through whatever he's going through. We need his talent, especially in these dark times.
I'll see you later.
I was going to say, there's tons...
Of course.
Yeah, sometimes the game cuts you out of the conversation even though you've not done like half the options, basically.
How can you tell if someone's been poisoned with ricin?
The symptoms take several days to develop. At first, it's like a common cold. But over several days, well, it develops into hemorrhage, internal organ failure, and death. It's not a pleasant way to die.
There's some kind of cure for ricin?
I'm afraid not. Once it's in your system, it's a death sentence.
Grand. Let's go upstairs. Investigate the professors, who very coincidentally are both off right now. And I don't believe that for a Dickens. It's so nice being able to pick things up. Okay. Note from Professor Westerbrook. This is absurd. It's been 5 months and they still haven't finished repairing my office. I'm done sitting in the corridor like some kind of waiter. I won't step foot into this building again until the works are finished, or you give me Cavendish's office. You tell that to the board. I'm through with this farce. Okay. Oh. Heard spooky noises. Draft of an article. Brothers and sisters. Something too familiar. My fellow Americans. They are Americans too. Citizens of Oakmont, how much longer will we put up with those fish-faced those sea freaks? How much longer will we put up with this? Those cave-forsaken degenerates who call themselves the EOD. I'm sensing some racism here. Nothing else here? Okay. Guide me, my fishy friends. Guide me to glory.
These bottles look exactly the same as the one with the poison.
Okay. Game, you aren't half weird sometimes. Where are you pointing? I have no idea what you're looking for. Right. You're pointing. You're pointing that way. You're pointing... Oh, right. We're going elsewhere. We're going... Wait, no, maybe we are going in here. You're pointing over there. Oh, right. That's changed now. Okay. It's soap. It's probably not soap. It's a key thing.
This should be good enough to make a decent copy.
Wait, maybe it is soap. To the Mind Palace. Fetch my car. Right, okay. George Cavendish, a professor at Oakmont University, is the poison thief. He made himself a copy of the key to the poison locker. According to the student, he lives in Advent. Okay. Cavendish... Wait, wasn't he bald? Didn't I just see that? Can I check that again? I want to see it again. He's bald!
This should be good enough to make a decent copy.
I assume he's the young lad, right? Also, it's saying I don't have all the evidence. I've got the key evidence, but I don't have all the evidence. Which is very upsetting for me. Maybe I can get into that room later on or something. It's not really a big deal, but it does upset me. Like, yeah, it's hard to take. I've not been down here though. Oh, of course I have. Let's have love. Whatever, I guess. A quick little double check on this floor, and then we'll move on. Cavendish was the younger one, right?
I'd like to... What can you...
He's one of the...
Yeah, okay. So, old guy,
I'll
Westerbrook,
see you later.
had the key to the poison bit, right? And Cavendish, now the Westerbrook was like sitting outside his office. Cavendish stole his key, made a key in the bar of soap, or whatever it was, the key mold. I think it's probably not a bar of soap. Made a copy of his key in the key mold thingamajiggy, broke into the thing, and then went and poisoned the fish. Okay, so we need to go to City Hall. It's over there, right? Yeah. If we're gonna find out where Thingamajiggy lives, we need to go check the archives first. I think. It's going well. Minor confusion there for a minute, but that's okay. The game isn't always super obvious, but it's alright. It's kind of part of its charm, really. Bins! Okay. Didn't want to knock him over anyway. That would be... Huh. I've never seen an INNSMOUTHER cultist. That cult really hasn't been part of the game yet, so I'm curious as to when they're gonna kind of, you know, shine a little bit. I'm expecting something to happen with them. City Hall. You can't fight City Hall. Can I climb in the fountain? You can't climb in city fountains. Which is immensely disappointing. Hi. Right, let's have a little peek. So, citizens. George Walter Cavendish, 1883, Oakmont, blah blah blah. Advent Central, St. Michael's Road, between Carpenter Street and Constitution Street, Flat 2. Divorced Professor of Biology. Sweet! So, let's put that on the map. Advent Central, St. Michael's Road, which is there, between Carpenter... That's there. and Constitution, which is there. So it's here. I'm just gonna run down there. Yeah, we'll just run down there. That's fine. Ah, ah.
Extra, extra. All the news that's fit to print.
Extra, extra. I'm sure that's a Simpsons reference I keep making.
Don't do that again.
Stop it.
Extra, extra.
Stop it.
All the news that's fit to print.
Oh, you're a dapper son of a bitch, aren't you? Look at that top hat. I want a top hat. Wonder if we can look on new costumes. Got to bear in mind, this is a big-ass game, and we've spent a long time doing side quests and stuff. That mirror quest took ages to do. So I don't know how far we actually are through the main quest. I know the game is like 30 hours long, but I don't know if that includes side quests, basically. Well, he lives here somewhere. Can't see it on the white doors. Why is it not a different colour? The game should tell me. Yeah. Right. Flat 2, they said. I think it's upstairs. Have a little look around. If you want it, take it. It's free. Oh, that's outside his apartment. And he's divorced. Because they had a baby and they lost the baby. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. So why keep it around?
Because it's from his failed marriage. Bite my tongue a little on that one. Right, let's have... Oh, noises. Spooky noises.
This Cavendish guy did an impressive investigation. And the EOD is in the center of all of it.
Newspaper issue, March. Going, gone. Body count rises as vanishings continue across Oakmont. Locals are in a panic, with most of the reported disappearances occurring in the Shells, Salvation Harbour and Grimhaven Bay. Captain Caleb Leon of the Oakmont Police has put out a call for information. Our evidence... Wait, I need a police voice. Our evidence suggests... How's that a police voice? A link between these disappearances and the charity organisation EOD that has recently risen to prominence among the city's poor, said Leon. Most of the victims seem to have either joined this group or been a recipient of their alms. We encourage anyone with information to come forward. The Chronicle reminds readers to avoid any suspicious newcomers, especially INNSMOUTHERs, and to remain at home during evening hours. Professor's fact list. Westerbrook usually has his lunch about 2:30. Get some soap. Anna always states at the fish market she shouldn't learn about me. New hauls of fish arrive every 2 days. An ounce per box will be enough. The guard spends most of his time on the second floor during the night. Think about a way to divert suspicions from Westerbrook. Don't want him to come to any harm. Don't forget to return the flask to the storage. Think about plan B. Okay, well... Look, he's just tried to poison people. That's bad. But he's also talking about not bringing any harm to Westerbrook, which is good. So, where do we stand at the moment?
The door won't budge.
Oh, it's empty.
I loved you. I always loved you.
Game stopping.
A lot of fancy dresses locked away in a dark corner for a long time. I'm starting to smell some deep family trauma here.
Are we good? Because if not, I have no idea where to go next. No, definitely not good. What am I missing? Is there really nothing on this? Usually there's something you can click on. I mean, I know he's burned the photo, but maybe it unhinges or something? Don't look like it.
A lot of fancy dresses locked away in a dark corner for a long time. I'm starting to smell some deep family trauma here. And judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. And why keep it around?
Maybe the kid's not dead. Maybe she took the kid away. There's always alternatives. Did I read this? No, I didn't. Whoopsie daisy. Let's check that. Newspaper issue March. Going, gone. Oh no. February. The disturbance in the shelves as fighting breaks out between locals and INNSMOUTHERs. The cause of the conflict appears to be the disappearance of several women, with locals accusing a group of INNSMOUTHERs of the crime. Apologies that I can't talk. The Oakmont police continue to investigate the vanishings, but as yet the case remains unsolved. One source from the shells reports that traces of fish scales and seaweed were found at multiple victims' homes, which seems to have precipitated the fight. The EOD has much more going on than charity organisations. They're dirty, I know it. Yeah, I could have told you. Very excited to see how this is all going to come together. Oh, hello. There we go. Let me inside you.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine! Mine!
I wonder if she had a kid with a fish.
You will never understand our cause! My child is blessed by the sea! I'm leaving you, George!
Your child's a goddamn monster,
George,
love.
I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
Okay, let's...
Eins, zwei,
I don't care what...
drei.
You will never understand our cause! My child is blessed by the sea! I'm leaving you, George!
George Cavendish. He had a wife named Anna. She had a baby that was not his, but blessed by the sea and claimed by the EOD. This caused their split.
Wasn't expecting this. That's a big INNSMOUTHER outside the window.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
That's
Calm
Cavendish.
down. The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Right now, you look like someone who's breaking into my house. A burglar. Explain yourself.
I just had a massive psychotic breakdown and I'm just chilling with this guy.
Easy there. Anna from the fish market asked me to find you. You know her, right?
I should have guessed. I know her much better than you think. What does she want from me now? She already took everything I have.
It's not about what she wants. It's about what you did. Poisoning the fish. Sound familiar? Yeah, I can prove you did it.
Hold on. Before you jump to conclusions, I want you to know that I had a good reason to do what I did. It all comes back to Anna.
Oh, this should be fun. What's your good reason for poisoning innocent people? You know the EOD are feeding the hungry, don't you?
No, that's exactly the problem. They're not doing it out of charity. They do it to spread their influence and recruit new members. Some of those initiates, as they call them, vanish without a trace. And not just them. They kidnap ordinary folks, too.
And poisoning the fish would prevent this. How?
Oh, you see, not everyone in this city believes in the EOD yet. They have opposition among the citizens, both rich and poor. A rumor of the EOD's fish being poisonous and several incidents would be enough to undermine the EOD by sparking fear and mistrust.
But you can't just murder innocent people for it.
What's Anna got to do with all this?
As you might have already gleaned, she was my wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it all starts to come together now.
The EOD robbed me of her. It all started with the free fish. We were all short on food at the time. and then they hooked her with their nonsense about the benevolent sea and greater good. I looked past it for some time, but then...
She became pregnant.
Fish.
Yes. At first, I was over the moon. But then one day she came to me, that snake, and told me that the child was not mine. She said it was blessed by the sea, that it was demanded by the EOD. Doom take them! I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't.
Next time someone annoys me, doom take you. I'm ready.
There must be another way to deal with the EOD. Like, if their crimes are that obvious, why don't you just go to the police?
They're resourceful, those sons of hagfish. They maintain a squeaky clean image, and Kay, they're good at it. I tried going to the police. They were no help at all. And I'm not suicidal enough to make it public and take them to court.
The police do seem useless, so I can kind of understand the need for vigilante justice in this kind of society.
So what's your next move?
I was interrupted and couldn't finish my task. The EOD received a fresh haul of fish, but now they're on alert and raised their guard. I understand I'm in no position to ask.
No.
But after reviewing all the facts I've presented to you, Mr. Reed, would you agree to help me?
What did she mean? Blessed by the sea.
What do you think is the cause of Innsmouth syndrome in people?
Fish sex.
Living in Innsmouth?
That K-forsaken place has nothing to do with it. It comes from breeding with monsters. These sea creatures they call Deep Ones. They take our women and they spoil them with their seed. Then they give birth to degenerate fish-faced offspring.
Okay.
Where did you learn all this? This information about the EOD?
After Anna left, I had nothing. But I did have a lot of time to research Innsmouthers, the EOD, and the story behind them. It is an old and powerful organization. They appeared back in the mid-19th century in Innsmouth, and the first people with the Innsmouth syndrome started showing up around that same time.
Ah, perhaps not coincidentally.
No, of course not. And the EOD is immensely rich. The sudden rise to power of the Blackwood family happened right after they joined them.
I don't like either of these options. He deserved to die. I mean, he did murder people. I don't want to poison innocent people.
You're a madman, Cavendish. You're willing to let innocent people suffer and die just to get revenge on your ex-wife. No, this madness has to stop. And I'm gonna put an end to it right now.
Oh, no, no. You don't understand.
I don't want to kill him. This game is stupid. That's really annoyed me. It really has. Like, there's two options there, and I would have taken none of them. I didn't want to defend the EOD, though. I don't trust the EOD. I just don't want him to murder innocent people. That's all. Oh. Hello. George Cavendish poisoned the fish to undermine the EOD's charitable. But I don't. I believe both of these things. I don't even believe any of these. I do. Ah! I don't. This is stupid. And this is. Oh, Cavendish. I'm actually really annoyed right now. In case that's not coming across. How can I... There has to be a middle ground or an alternative between undermining the EOD, which I don't trust as an organisation, clearly, but also not murdering innocent people. Why have I not been given the middle ground there? Why do I have to murder innocents or murder Cavendish? That's stupid. I wouldn't do either of these things, and the game is limiting me, and I hate that. I'm sorry, Cavendish. I think he's probably a little bit crazy. To be fair, I think he's framing this desire to save the city as his goal, but really what it's doing is shrouding his real goal, which is revenge on his ex-wife for what she did. She may be crazy, but having sex with a fish monster isn't technically a crime, so... Has she done... I mean, at the moment, we've not seen anything the EOD has actually done wrong. I don't trust the EOD, but they haven't done anything wrong yet that I've seen, right? And they are trying to feed people. Now, we'll have to investigate the disappearances and stuff like that, but... I'm annoyed. Right, anyways, we're going to end it there. Thank you for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.